today we're doing an EPC in Dick Street, as you can see. So, aye.
Aye, let's do it.
First thing you do in an EPC is normally at the tenant's home, you chat their door, explain you're doing an EPC, and then we usually start with the outside of the building first, and then we'll go in afterwards. This property's empty, so we'll just start straight way outside and have a look. We're looking at what type of building it is, the type of roof. Because this is a cavity wall, we'll be looking for like drill holes in the wall to see if there's any cavity wall insulation. Can't always see it, I can't see any on this occasion, so we'll just need to go with the building age and the regulations. So once we've took a note of the roof, the wall, that's when we'll then enter the property. So let's enter the property. Cool, right. So first thing I normally do is actually just set everything up. So we'll get all our tools out. Very important, the notes. This is how we keep track of everything. Next we have the iPad. This will be used to input everything onto the online software at the end. Tape measure is next. That's just to measure the wall thickness of the sheltered wall and also the main property as well. And finally our laser. That's to measure the height, width, length and anything else we need it for. So we're doing an EPC today, which is an Energy Performance Certificate. They're valid for 10 years at the moment. If there's a change in the property, you might want to get one done if it's going to affect the score as well. There's new regulations coming in at the moment. They've currently been put on hold, unfortunately, because of COVID-19. So they could be here by the time this video is done, they might not. So there's two current changes just now. One of them is your minimum EPC rating has to be E, and there's a new bill in Parliament where in 2022 it has to be D for a new tenancy. So we don't know what one's going to go through. The E one is definitely on hold, and the D one is currently going through Parliament as a bill just now. So we just need to find out from there. If we hear about it, we'll put it in the description below as well. Oh, that's a thumbs down. If we hear about it, we'll put it in the description below the video as well for you. So we'll now start the EPC. So I'm going to have a quick look at the windows first. Wooden windows, old, and they're single glazed windows. There's not doing the property any favours. It'll put the score down a wee tiny bit. However, over time they could have replaced some windows. Maybe they've been leaked, maybe something's happened, they've been smashed. They might have replaced them. So we would actually check all the windows are actually single glazed. Kitchen is single glazed. So there we go. So this one's actually double glazed. So this one has been replaced at some point. Single glazed as well. And there we go, see, that's also double glazed. So now that I'm aware of that, that'll be on the floor plan and I'll count that because that will affect the score. Next we need to look at what type of heating it's got. That is the storage heaters, it's just electric panel heaters. This usually negatively impacts the score as well. Costs 4 times more on average to use the electricity, unfortunately. So having this is not good. Storage heaters are slightly better because you can charge at night with a dual meter, but just electricity on their own, very expensive. So next we then have to find out if they're heating the hot water. Because it's electric heating, we know it's a water tank of some capacity. So we'll have a look in all the cupboards. Here we go. Water tanks here. We need to measure that insulation as well. There'll be a point somewhere we can stick a ruler in. We'll need to pull all this out to see. So we now know what type of property this is. We've had a look at the windows, the heating system. We've got a general rough idea what the house looks like and everything is. We can now start on the floor plan as the next step of what we'll do. So we'll just quickly do a rough sketch now. So we'll start with the hall. We will do a lovely bedroom. This is the first door. There's a door there as well, you might know have seen, and there's a light there. There's also a light here in the hall. There's a hall cupboard here. There's also a wee bedroom cupboard as well. We'll then draw the window, and there's obviously an electric panel heater there as well, with a light there. Perfect, so that's the first bedroom, so we tend to label them just now, and obviously when it comes to it we'll then do a more HD floor plan as well. And then the lounge is going to come out slightly. We've also got a kitchen which is about here. And then if we call that kitchen, and then we'll just put a light there, and I'll come back to the window just in case. There's also a bathroom as well, and then the other bedroom is obviously there as well. The bathroom is there, and what I'll do is, I'll do that wee arrow, just so I know I need to fix that wee part as well. This is the lounge, and then we'll just quickly mark all the windows as well. 3 windows there as you walk in, 1 is there. Kitchen, we have 2, so 1, 2. So window here as well, in the bath. And then if we go into the last room, that's also pointing that way as well, and we'll add that door. And that's roughly the floor plan. That's a brief sketch of what we're looking at. That'll help when we do measurements of the property. So the next part is to do the measurements of the property. We need to gather a few things. So we're looking for the height and the sheltered wall length as well. So we'll do the height first as we're in the property. So with a laser meter, simple case is just doing that. and we'll get 2.36. So that is fine. Perfect. Next step, we're needing to roughly get the length of the property. So we stand all the way back, wee little dot. What we have here is 7.53. So for width, all the rooms connect up. So we're going to do it from here, but it's actually better from here. 7.75. Next we have to work out if there's any party walls, so pretty much if it's a neighbour's wall is probably the best way to say it. We'll have a quick look. So there's no neighbour to the left or right of me, so it's an area for heat loss. So the heat loss parameter, or HLP for short, just as a heat loss area. Same with that side as well, there's no neighbours on the left side of the property, that's a heat loss the whole area there. Same with the right side, it's all a heat loss from there. Now, we know that's number 1 Dick Street at that side, nobody were living at that particular side, so that's a party wall there. So, ignore the poorly drawn windows, I mark a party wall by doing a few lines like that, and again that'll all be fixed afterwards. So, first thing we have to work out is area of the property, simple calculation, length times width, so 7.75 times 7.53 gives us a grand total of 58.35, and we have to round it up into 2 decimal places, so 58.36, and I'll put it down here, 58.36. Next it asks for the height, so I'll put down the height. Next we're looking for the heat loss parameter, so anywhere that's not a party wall, so these 3 walls here. So we have 7.53, add 7.75, add 7.53, it's 2281. And there's only 1 party wall, there's no calculation, it's 7.75. Perfect. So the next step, as you'll imagine, we had windows, some were single glazed, some were double glazed. We need to count them, we need to work out the percentage. So we have 2 singles, and I'll just put K 2 times S. Then we have the living room, 1, 2, 3, so L 3 times S. Next we'll go for the bathroom. We know the bathroom is double glazed, so B, and it's 1 times DG for double glazing. We'll then go into, we'll count this as bedroom 2. 1, 2, again both single glazed. Bedroom 1, I'm sure that is double glazing. That is perfect. For the double glazed windows, we're looking for a date on the window that might assist with known age. If not, we'll just mark it as unknown date. So there is a stamp up here, but there's not enough information for me to decide what year this window is in. And all the other stamps below are the exact same for me. At this point, best bet is to ask the landlord. Maybe they'll get documentation, some sort of warranty. We need a certain threshold of evidence to accept it, so we'll need to get back to them. We've got all the windows, there's 9 in total. There's 2 double glazed. For the software it just wants to know the percentage of double glazed windows. In this case it's 22.2%. So, next step, it then wants to know what type of shower we've got. So we'll now go to the bathroom. Given it's an electric property, I'd be surprised if there's anything other than an electric shower in here. So that's all we need to put here. So 1 electric shower with bath. So the whole heating system is electric panel heaters. So I'll then write that down as well. Next we have to look at the tank. So it's a dual immersion tank, you can see the 2 there and the 2 fuse switches there. We're looking for some sort of data label. These particular ones never really have one, so we don't have anything we can use here. We just have to use a guess in terms of how many litres it's got. It's maybe 130 to 150 litres, so we'll count it as a medium sized tank. The next part is we have to measure this insulation, which isn't particularly easy in this one. We can maybe get a measuring tape in here. So let's try. It's not very good at all, but the insulation is about 12mm in this one. So as part of the EPC, the report will probably recommend that they increase insulation. We need to find the electric meter next. Honestly, I don't know what it is. There's a lot of stuff in here. I can see the fuse box, so at this point we need a trusty torch. So we've got a very professional torch here that they give us. So we'll just stick this on just now. I can't see it. It might even be in there, but there's so much stuff, man. I'm not pulling all that out. Let's check another cupboard. Is there a cupboard in the hall anyway? Unless it's weirdly in here. No, it must be in there, there's just too much mess. Dehumidifier, so they must have had dampness at some point as well. 2 timers, an alarm system, a very old consumer unit. I have no idea what it is. Right, it must be outside, there's no other reason for it, let's have a look. Not outside here. Oh, no way. There they all are. that is us now completed the EPC. What we normally do now is we'll go home, I'll pull out the laptop, I'll put all the information in there. Formulas are all calculated, it will give us a reading between A and G. A being great, very energy efficient, G being horrendous, not good at all. But I don't know what this one's going to be until we put it in. Could be a D, could be an E, not entirely sure. D's the average for most homes, so D61 is the average. It'll then give us recommendations. So for this house, you'll notice that some windows are single, some are double glazed. It might recommend that we put in more double glazed windows. The tank insulation was 12mm, and it might say we increase that. It might say increase it by up to 80mm, something along those lines. Once the certificate's published, it's valid for 10 years. You can find it on the Scottish EPC register. I'll put the link in the description so you can see it there. And again, it's 10 years, but I mean, you can do it earlier. Say you've changed these electric heaters, we put gas in, and there's gas radiators, there's a thermostat, a lot of things that would change the score, you can do it then. Or if you're selling the home, a lot of things in surveyor also include an EPC as well.